to check is to go through ned.org. I think it's org. That stands for the National Endowment for Democracy. And you will see, probably this is due to a requirement from the US. They need to have transparency on the fundings they give around the world. So going to the website, you can scroll and check every single country how much they're getting from NED. And keeping in mind that NED is only the tip of the iceberg. To give more information about NED, the definition, and actually this comes from I think the president of NED, he said, what we used to do with the CIA covertly, we are doing it now through NED openly. So I think the benchmark is going through NED and just scroll, and you will see. Mainly it's funding through countries outside Europe, mainly. But some countries in Europe are having some money being poured from NED. Probably wouldn't be surprised that a country like Hungary has lots of NGOs inside trying to topple Viktor Orban. So what they're going after countries that actually are, I would call it nationalistic, or it's a bad term, nationalistic, but where they have rulers, where they have leaders that actually put their own country first. Because the whole concept of this globalist new world order, it is about destroying nation state. So they cannot have patriotic presidents. So why are they so upset about Russia, China, Hungary? Well, because they have leaders that they put country first. While what the West, collective West, wants to achieve is a new world order where the ultimate goal is to destroy nation state. And I'm not even talking about the deconstruction in society, destruction of family, religion, tradition, human being. So it all comes down to sovereignty. Sovereignty. You should, this is why I get so upset. They come up with theories, even ideology. Does it really matter if you are the left or right, from the right, if you don't have your own sovereignty? Do you think it changes for a second if you have Le Pen or Macron in France? No, doesn't matter. Anyway, in Europe, for example, you need to keep in mind that the fact that you are on the last round, even that you are a candidate, you need to go through the vetting system. You need to abide to the foundation of what they want. They'll never accept a candidate in any election in Europe that would be for exiting Europe, because that goes against the globalist agenda. This globalist agenda is probably gradual. They need to create regional, supranational entities and then slowly transfer the control. And I have my doubts. You've seen about ECOWAS. This is the Western African unity, where the leading country is Nigeria, and they wanted to attack Nigeria because of the coup, which is actually supported by the people. How can you explain that you have an African entity that wants to go against one of their members? Well, because you need to control one of the strongest member. That's how you do. How are they doing in Europe? Why Europe is so Atlantist? Simple. The country they're controlling is Germany. That's the most powerful country in Europe. You control Germany, you control basically most of Europe. Germany has the money. You know, it's half of Europe are net recipient of mainly German money. So you got the money, you got the power. Now ECOWAS, the strongest country by far, in terms of GDP and population, is Nigeria. Nigeria is controlled by the collective West, and they are going to use Nigeria to do the dirty job. So it's very, very messy. So two ways, huh? If you cannot, either you do a supranational entity and you try to control it, and you transfer sovereignty to that supranational entity, like they did in Europe, like they're trying to do maybe in Africa, or you do regime change, you put a puppet that is going along with the globalist agenda. If you cannot manage that, well, you have the Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, Iraq scenario. You control, you destroy it, you bring chaos. That's another way. If you cannot control it, then destroy it. So every time sovereignty. Ultimately, ideology, who cares? Who cares? But what I want is Afghani to decide for what is good for them. They'll decide for the leaders. Who am I? Right? But then, don't talk to me about France. Don't talk to me about Italy. No sovereignty. Shut the F up. That's what I want to tell them. That's what you need to fight first. Fight for your sovereignty. Stop with all the rest. Sovereignty is about you have your own home, right? Take care of your own home first, right? If you have a messy home, I mean, the rest doesn't matter, right? Your family is first. I'm not saying that it needs to be nationalistic. It's not this. But I will be the only one to be able to say what is good for my home. Because next door might be different reality. And every home is going to decide for what is good, because we are all different. Since we are all different, accept the differences. And somehow, each country has stability, they work on their prosperity, and somehow they'll find ways to cooperate. If there's business to be done, trade to be done, if it's mutually beneficiary, everybody wins, then it's good. But then, why do we have all those conflicts? Because you have this hegemonic Western order that is imposed upon other countries. And those guys, they do not respect country sovereignty. That's the foundation. So I hope I'm almost there. I got my cardio done. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do more. But and I wish you a nice evening.